loves. Hello, hello. I hope that y'all are well. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Let me move this a little bit. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Let's see if I can adjust this a little. I like the way that's sitting. Hey. I hope that y'all are well on today. So today, oh Lord, don't let my iPad ain't updated. Okay, it did. Good deal. All right, so today we're going to be talking about embracing wholeness, connecting with your inner child and your inner teen. Hey, love. So I had a video that I did a couple of days ago, maybe 2 days ago, and it's going viral right now. And I wasn't really expecting that to go viral, but it's normally how it goes. The stuff I'm like, I don't know if I want to put out there, that ends up being the ones that actually do something. So I am going to be talking about healing your inner child and what necessarily needs to be done. Okay, so we're going to be talking specifically about connecting to your inner child, hey my love, and connecting to your your inner teen as well. Okay, so for those who don't know me, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine lifestyle strategist, and what I do, or let me just say this as well, I'm certified in energetic psychology as well as emotional intelligence. So I'm a practitioner in both of those areas. And so I'm so excited to be talking about the topic that I'm talking about today because I'm very well versed in inner child healing. I'll share a little bit of my experience, as well as I will share a little bit of the experience that I've done with helping other women heal their inner child and their inner teen. Okay? Two different levels of healing. FYI, just so you know. Girl, this is right on time. I literally just yes, listen, it's right on time. Okay? So I'm going to tell y'all what I'm going to be talking about. I'm basically going to be going over the role of your inner child in your life, the role of your inner teen, and the role that she plays, how to connect with your inner child, how to connect with your inner teen, as well as how these things impact your romantic relationships and your ability to complete goals when you don't connect with your inner child and your inner teen. So I'm going to basically let you know how some of these things may be manifesting into your life or manifesting into your experience because you're not really connected with yourself. Okay? So it's very important to get really rooted because your inner child has a lot to do with your creativity and your inner teen has a lot to do with your ability to be disciplined. Okay? So again, what are the three things that I do to support my clients specifically is I help my clients align with their authentic feminine design. I support my clients in regulating their emotions via cycle syncing, which literally supports them in enhancing their creativity, which puts them in position to make more money. So yes, I've helped a lot of women make a whole lot more money. It's one of my favorite things to do because a lot of women feel like they have to suppress themselves in systems that really are not built for them to become successful, but systems that are actually intended for them to be slaves. And so I like supporting women in dismantling that societal expectations that you have to work extremely hard to make a lot of money, because that's not the case. That is not true. What you have to do is come into alignment with self and come into alignment with the truth of who you are, and you'll realize that the bag will actually start to chase you. You won't necessarily have to chase the bag, but that's a whole nother conversation I'll get into a little bit later on. But again, today I'm going to be talking about connecting with your inner child and your inner teen. So if you watch that video or that TikTok that I posted talking about the inner child and the inner teen, and you in the comments saying me, I got you. Okay, so for those who've been saying me, because it's like 3,000 something comments over there, and I was like, give me a second, guys. So I'm going to break all that information down for you on today. I'm really excited to do so. Inner teen and inner child work has been some of my favorite type of work to do within myself and to do within my clients. I actually do this thing with my clients called inner major agreements, and what that is that when your inner teen and your inner child and yourself come into agreement. So that means that you're able to start becoming more consistent in the things that you're doing, because your inner child and your inner teen have a lot to do with the fact that you are you lack discipline. Okay, your inner child has a lot. Your inner teen had a lot to do with you lacking discipline, and your inner child has a lot to do with your ability to focus. Focus itself is literally a skill set. Okay, focus is a skill set, and when I say focus is a skill set, that means that it has to be fine tuned. And I think that people think when you say focus, it's just like zone in. But when we were children, we're taught to zone in and we're taught to focus in different things. And that's why a lot of us need to kind of go back and refine that tool of focus. Okay. So before I get into all this information tonight, three things I actually want you to be very clear on. Number one, I need you to understand your value first and foremost. I need you to know that you are time, energy, attention, and money. You are high level currency. And when I say that you are high level currency, this means you are comprised of two elements of time. Time as in Kairos time and also Chronos time. Your Chronos time is the time that you're meant to be here, your seconds, your years, your hours, your days. And then also as well, your Kairos time determines the ebbs and flows within your life. And I always tell people all the time, because I know we live in the movement of good vibes and just think positive and all of this and all of that, which those things are fine and those things are good. However, that does not negate that in this life you're going to have an element of pain. We're going to lose people in death, and we're going to lose people in this life that just we don't get to experience them anymore for whatever reason. And so you have to understand that that's a part of the system, okay? Because you are time. You are also energy. When I say that you are energy, this is for the people pleasers. This is for the ones that are so kind. This is for the ones who suffer with major boundary issues, okay? And boundary issues come from a lot of childhood things as well. But if you are a person who is always saying, I don't know why I keep attracting narcissistic people. I don't know why people keep using me. I don't know why people, take advantage of my kind heart. I'm just a good person. I don't know why people treat me like this. What that lets me know is that you are not a good steward of your energy. And a lot of us are not good stewards of our energy when it comes down to women, because we've watched a lot of the women that come before us exhaust themselves to oblivion. So naturally, we do, and we have done, and we continue to do what we've seen. And because of that, we mismanage our energy because we don't understand the energy within us is divine. We don't understand that we were created in the likeness, in the image of the one that created everything. And because you don't believe that to be factual information, you treat your energy as you are literally like the Asian man at the mall passing out chicken. Giving out the free chicken. That's literally how you're giving your energy out. And then you're trying to figure out why people keep mistreating you, and why people keep taking advantage of you, and why people just don't see that you got a good heart. Let me tell you something. I've never seen a sucker not get licked. And one of the things that you have to understand as a woman is that you can't be played, because nobody can play you without your permission, your participation, or the fact that you simply are not paying attention. You are given a God-given intuition. And a lot of us, our bodies are so hormonally out of whack that we're not in sync with that intuition. So therefore, we don't trust ourselves, but we like to say that we don't trust other people. But the reality is we don't trust ourselves because we don't steward our energy properly. But when you understand that you are energy, you understand that the energy within you is divine, you become very, very cautious and careful about where you invest that time and where you invest that energy. Okay? Especially for the women who want to stay on the feminine side of things. Okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. You're going to have to learn how to tell people no. You're going to have to learn how to set boundaries. You're going to have to learn these things for the betterment of your health and for your elevation as a woman. Okay? The next thing you need to understand is that you are also attention. And what I need you to understand about attention is this. Whatever you give your attention to, it literally has the energy, or it has the potential to manipulate your energy. Your emotions, by definition, are energy and motion, okay? So when you give the wrong person your attention, the longer you give the wrong person your attention, the easier it is to manipulate your energy and motion, your emotions. And this is how people get played all the time. This is how you get played by the dude you didn't like. Because you spent so much time focusing your attention on him that you done lucked up and you done messed up and you done got played, because now you done caught feelings for somebody that reality you don't even really have feelings for. It's just the more time you spend, you start be like, you know what? He really don't look that bad. He really ain't that bad. He got this going on, but he really be trying. See, that's when you start getting into all of that type of stuff right there, because you're spending too much attention and focus on that situation right there that you can't see past it. And that's how you end up getting played. Whatever you give your attention to has the potential to manipulate your energy and motion, your emotions. I don't care if it's media. I don't care if it's naysayers. I don't care if it's family. I don't care if it's friends. I don't care if it's a man. Whatever you give your attention to, I don't care if it's a 9 to 5. It literally has the potential to manipulate your energy. The longer you stay at a job that is not elevating you, that is constantly bringing people in to promote over you, you are sitting there and waiting on them. You are giving them all of your focus. You are giving them all of your attention. You are giving them all of your energy in hopes that they're going to appreciate you in return. When the reality is you don't appreciate yourself because you let them treat you like that. You let them stomp over your head like that because you believe that all you can do is work this 9 to 5 when that's not your reality. But because that's where you focus your attention, that's where your energy goes, that's where your time goes, and that's why you're not making the money you want to make. Which brings me to the last point of it. So your time, your energy, your attention, and you are also money. When you understand that you are money, you don't worship money, beloved. When you understand that you are money, it literally comes off the pedestal. And because it comes off the pedestal, you don't worship it. You don't exhaust yourself to oblivion for it. You don't work 12 jobs to get it. You don't scam. You don't whore yourself out. You don't do things that are going to compromise who you are just so you can get money, because you understand that you are money. Well, when I say that you are money, what does that mean? It tells you in scripture in Proverbs 8 and 12 that you literally have creative and witty inventions in your very being. That's what it says. You have creative and witty inventions in your very being. You should never be broke. I'm talking like for the people that's on a 9 to 5 right now, everybody needs to be going into your job knowing that that could be the last day at your job. And I'm just being honest with you. You need to know that that could be the last day at your 9 to 5. And then if they come in and say you can't work there no more, are you going to have a meltdown, or are you going to tap into the fact that you understand that you were the value that was adding to that company? And if you could add value to that company for that amount of time, then you can turn around and add value doing something that actually aligns with you, that actually is going to pay you extremely well. We play ourselves by staying in spaces for money because you don't realize that you are money. And I'm going to say this like this. Women who out here scamming, who out here, oh, I got to have a man so he could pay my bills. Women who only want to deal with the masculine for financial provisions or for money. These are women who don't understand that they are valuable and that they are money themselves. So they will do things like whore themselves out, which is really beneath them. It is truly beneath you to do that for some money because you don't know your own identity to be comfortable enough to be able to create income for yourself. But you can't create value externally when you don't value yourself internally. If you don't see the value within yourself outside of doing, by understanding those principles right there, that you are time, energy, attention, and money, the highest forms of currency that exist on this planet, when you don't realize you are made up of these things, you settle for a life that is beneath you. And that's what a lot of women are doing. A lot of people are settling for lives that are beneath them because they don't know their identity. They don't know their value. You cannot create external value if you don't know your internal value. And some of us are still walking around like grown children. And I'm telling you this because I was a person who was walking around for 20 years, literally as a 12-year-old, until I started doing my inner healing work with my inner child and my inner teen. I was walking around as a wounded 12-year-old. I was projecting. I was toxic. I was doing all of the things that most people would be out here doing, but it wasn't serving me. I wasn't getting any support. There was no one there for me. I was always everyone's person. People kept doing me wrong. It was just a bunch of foolishness that kept occurring and happening because my inner child wanted the attention. My inner child wanted the validation. And you know why my inner child wanted this validation? Because I was not giving it to her. So therefore, because I wasn't giving it to her, she was seeking it outside of self. And when she wasn't getting it outside of self, what do children do when they don't get their way? They throw a tantrum. They throw a tantrum. And let me tell you how many adults I see out here throwing tantrums. You want to know what a tantrum is? Anytime you have an out-of-body experience, you got to cuss somebody out. You got to go off and get back. You got to do all this other stuff that really isn't in your authentic nature to try to prove a point because you're mad because you want them to feel what you feel. That's what children do. And if these are things that you are partaking in and these are things that you are doing, your inner child is screaming. And when we let children run amok, there's always going to be chaos because children need structure, standards, stability, and scheduled playtime. And I'm going to tap into that, a little bit of that tonight as well. But I need you to be very clear first on your internal value. So before you getting ready to create any type of external value, put in the comments for me, I am high level currency. Because I need you to understand and be clear that you are valuable without doing anything. Because there are a lot of women walking around here feeling like if they're not doing, then they can't identify as a woman or identify as someone that is productive. Don't find your identity in doing. Your identity is in being. Your identity is in who you are. So when you understand that, you can be very clear about your next move, and you can actually make that your best move. Okay? Thank you, my love, for these gifts. The next thing I need you to understand is that your belief impacts your biology, and your biology influences the way that you behave. If you've ever had a pregnancy scare, hey, my love, you start thinking in your mind you're pregnant. You start, oh my God, your nose flaring up. You smell everything. You're throwing up. All this stuff happening. Yada, yada, yada. You're sleeping. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. But then you realize when you take the test, guess what? You're not pregnant. Why? Because the belief impacts biology. When you really believe something, it goes deep down in your body. Told y'all I'm an energetic psychology practitioner as well. So I study emotions on a cellular level. I study emotions on how they impact your body long term. I'm here to tell you that your lack of boundaries has an impact on your reproductive system and how your reproductive organs work. Okay? Your lack of boundaries puts you in position to impact your fertility. This is science. Okay? Certain emotions, certain energy in motion in your body, when it is circulating for a long period of time, it makes you sick, beloved. And I'm telling you, it's so much science on this, and I've seen it so many different times. It is completely ridiculous. It's insane. Misaligned beliefs will ruin your whole life. And if you don't believe me, go to the doctor and let the doctor give you a wrong diagnosis. Let the doctor give you a diagnosis that is something that you feel that is so terrible that you don't know how you're going to live. Imagine that really happening to you, and then imagine going and get a second opinion and them telling you that nothing is wrong with you. The belief, you ever hear people say, I didn't even know I was sick. They come in there, they don't have no symptoms. You tell them they're sick. Guess what? It's in their mind. It's in their beliefs. So therefore, it is impacting their body and the function of the body. So if the things were not coming up initially, now they're going to come up. Because that's how powerful the mind is. If the mind can trick you into believing, the body into believing that you're about to give birth, you don't think the mind is powerful enough to make you believe something that impacts your body on a cellular level to where it causes damage? There is such a thing called broken heart syndrome. I know someone young who died from it, who actually died from her heart being broken. Y'all like to play all these toxic games with yourself, when the reality is it's time for you to start nurturing and healing your inner child so that you create the best relationship with yourself, so that you can choose the best relationship for you to partner in. And I'm talking about friendship. I'm talking about business. I'm talking about romance. Okay? The truth of the matter is, it's not that you don't trust people. You don't trust yourself. And you should not trust yourself if you do not know how to discern. We live in a society right now where everyone is pushing delusion. Ain't nothing wrong with delusion. Being delusional is how I built a 6-figure business from the ground out without hustling. Ain't nothing wrong with delusion. But here's the key though. You can't operate from a space of delusion when you lack discernment. If you lack the ability to distinguish the right type of people to have in your experience versus the wrong type of people to have in your experience, sweetheart, being delusional ain't gonna work for you. We need to deal with the truth of things so we don't continue to keep hurting ourselves, because whatever you believe about yourself, what you allow into your existence, literally, your belief impacts your biology, and your biology influences the way you behave. Now, the third thing I'm going to tell you before I get into this inner child and inner teen connection is that There's a 3-part success strategy system that I live by, I utilize, I teach my clients, and I guarantee you, if you look at any scandal that's happening right now, celebrity-wise, Hollywood, all of that, I guarantee you can pay attention to one of these things that I've told you they have violated. And when I'm telling you, when you violate one of these things, the consequences are always going to come. Please know that, okay? You can't outsmart. God is not mocked. Okay, it stated, but I'm going to really put you on game on what it means. So there's a 3-part success strategy system that supports you in sustaining what it is that you are building, whether it is a business, whether it is a relationship, whether it is just your life in general. These are the 3 key things you need to pay attention to and you don't ever want to forget. Number 1, obedience to spiritual law is very key. There are laws that govern this universe. You don't have to believe them. You don't have to acknowledge them, but that does not mean that these things are still not active. The sun is a celestial body that has a job to show up every single day and to lay down every single day. The moon is a celestial body that has a job to pop out with the light when the moon, she's supposed to pop out with the light. The stars are on assignment. Everyone who has come to this earth and who participates in this earth experience has an assignment. There is something for you to do. Okay? If you made it here, it's something for you to do. And one of the key things that you have to do and know is to obey spiritual law. Let me tell you how people curse themselves using spiritual law and don't even realize it. A lot of people love to talk about, oh, God is not mocked, for whatever man sows you gonna reap. And y'all love to throw this on people when you feel like people done pissed you off, or you feel like people done did something so-called and they gonna reap what they sow. But how about everybody reaps what they sow? There is no favoritism when it comes down to reaping what you sow. So here's what you got to understand about how this plays a role in spiritual law. If you lie to yourself about honoring your commitments, if you say, I'm going to the gym, I'm going to work out, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to do this, and you fail to meet your commitment, you lie to yourself, you should expect a liar to meet you where you are. You should not expect an honest person to come and want to be in a relationship with you when you lie to yourself. We can only meet people at the state and at the vibrational state that we are. A dishonest person is not an energetic match for an honest person, just like a person who can't manage $1,000 is not an energetic match to be making $10,000 a month. There is work involved that you have to do to become energetic matches for these things. See, everybody want a high value man, but you can't have a high value man when you don't value yourself. You're going to have to make it make sense. You're going to have to make it make sense of why you continue to violate yourself, but you get upset when people violate your boundaries. You don't keep your own word to yourself. Do you have an expectation for someone else to keep their word for you? If you lie to yourself, expect to lie. If you lie to others, expect the person you want the truth from to lie to you. This is just you. This is law. Because whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. God is not mocked. The universe is an algorithm. Okay? It is an algorithm that responds. And a lot of people like to give the algorithm all the power. The universe is a creation of the one who created everything in this entire world. The universe is the largest responder ever. It responds to everything. It responds to you lying to yourself. It responds to who you truly are behind closed doors when the lights off. See, the thing about the algorithms on social media, you can manipulate them. See, you can put your highlight reels on TikTok, and you can put your highlight reels on Instagram. You can put all the pictures on there where you look the best and you the flyest and you this and you that. Problem comes into play with this. You can play them games on this algorithm, but this algorithm only going to respond to the real you. It's only going to serve you what you serve it. Okay? And if you have served it some BS, then you should expect some BS, because that's law. And one thing for sure, two things for certain: the Most High may not always honor your prayers, but the Most High always honors law. Thank you, my love. I received that. The Most High always honors law. Law is always going to be honored. It's very important for you to understand law and spiritual laws and what governs this world, so that you know how to use it to create your reality. Because people are already using it to ruin their reality. If you lying to yourself, that's why people lying to you. Because here's the thing about it. And there's no need for you to get offended about it, because guess what? An honest person doesn't get mad at a dishonest person for lying. They just don't deal with liars. They just don't deal with liars. They're not going to get mad at a liar or try to fight a liar from being a liar. Baby, look, I just don't fool with liars because I'm honest. But you call these people into your experience when you lie to yourself, because you violate spiritual law. Number 2, understanding the science of yourself as well as understanding the science of everything else around us. If you are a woman who is working currently for a company or a corporation, I have a message for you, okay? Take a breath, because I'm going to tell you the truth. These companies don't care about you. The societal system that you have submitted to when it comes down, known as corporate, was created to suppress you, not to create you this elevated success. That's not what they're here for. And let me tell you why I'm saying what I'm saying. They didn't even want to tell us from school all the way to the pipeline of work to the pipeline of jail. They didn't tell us how our bodies worked chemically. They didn't tell us that we have 4 phases in our menstrual cycle that have an impact on our weight, that have an impact, okay, on our well-being, that has an impact on your emotional responses. So you walking around here thinking that you're moody. You're walking around here thinking that you're PMSing. You're walking around here believing all this stuff that everyone is telling you, when the truth is you are not in sync with your menstrual cycle. And because you are not in sync with the 4 phases of your menstrual cycle, menstrual, follicular, ovulation, and luteal, you don't know what to eat. You don't know how you should be working out. You don't know how you should be working. You don't understand any of these things about yourself. Therefore, your body is thrown out of balance. And when the body is thrown out of balance, chemical imbalance, right? So let's try to have a chemistry lesson real quick. So if you're chemically imbalanced, okay, which means that you're not completely fully in the groundedness of self, and you take your imbalanced self with your imbalanced chemical energy, and you go meet a man and choose him based off being imbalanced because you're not grounded in self, and you choose this man and you take your chemical energy and then you mix with his chemical energy. And when chemistry does what chemistry does, because when 2 wrong chemicals get together, it explodes in your face. You're trying to figure out what happened. You're trying to figure out what happened. But the reality is of what happened is that you don't even understand how you work. You're not even in alignment with yourself. So if you don't understand the science of your womanhood, you think that you really understand the science of manhood, because that's different. See, society has taught us the aesthetic of femininity, the aesthetic of womanhood, the aesthetic of, oh, what a masculine provider is and all this stuff. See, they've played up all the cute artsy stuff about being a woman and about being a man, and they did that to distract you because that looks good. But if you really understood how powerful you were, if you really understood, if you got in sync with your menstrual cycle and you were able to regulate your emotions and you were able to ground yourself in a place, and you knew when your cycle came and you were releasing physically, you understood that you had to release mentally, release spiritually, and release emotionally. And I want you to just think about this for a second. All the years that you have had a cycle, have you ever released during that time frame, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, the things that don't belong? If you have not been doing that, if this is all new to you, I want you to think about what you've been carrying all these months. Years, decades, huh? Some of us have been carrying things for years, decades, and we wondering why we feel like we're out of our minds. They didn't teach us to understand the science of our womanhood and the science of ourself. And because of that, we're not in sync with self. So they told you to suppress it and to take pills. Oh, just take birth control. But they didn't tell you that when you take birth control, it pushes that false hormone into your system, which throws off your ability to actually attract, because you're choosing based on the falseness that you're feeling on the inside of self. You're not even choosing authentically. This is what happens when you don't know the science of yourself. So if you take your chemical energy and you mix with another man's chemical energy, and it's not the right chemicals, and it blows up in your face, and you have a child in the midst of that explosion, So if you don't understand the science of yourself, you don't understand the science of manhood, do you really understand the scientific development behind children? And we wonder why our kids growing up and feeling how they feeling. Look at the moves that we're making. Look at the environments that we're bringing them in. All because we don't understand the science of ourselves. You can look up psychosyncing online, but I have everything broken down for you in courses, and I can talk about that a little bit towards the end. Okay? So understanding the science of yourself is number 2. Number 3 is knowing your personal psychology so that you don't repeat it. Unforgiveness and feminine energy cannot reside in the same vessel. One of them is a energy that keeps you bound and makes you a slave, and the other one, it makes you sick. The other one is a very freeing, flexible, fly energy. Okay? When I'm speaking specifically about forgiveness, the women that raised you, you're going to have to go back to that and actually assess them without judgmental eyes. Because as much as you don't like the men that they chose, as much as you don't like the decisions they made, and as much as you feel like you know so much more than them because you got your degrees and everything, and you done went to therapy and you got more money than them, you are still a lemon from that lemon tree. And if you get backed into a corner and that lemon gets squeezed, the same juice that's coming from them is going to come from you, because we do what we see. So instead of judging them, it's time to take off your judgmental glasses, because these people just happen to be human beings that happen to be the people that rear you. And so you look at their scenarios and you look at their situations and you ask questions instead of assuming. And you close the doors in the gaps so you don't repeat what it is that they're doing. Baby, you ain't no better than her, because she chose a man that was beating her up, and now you got one that cheat. You think you better? You think you better. You think you better because he hit her, but he ain't hitting you though. But you're still being dishonored and disrespect. And you're not even seeing, because you're judging her, that the theme of disrespect seems to run in your lineage. But you're not catching that though. You're too busy judging her when you can pay attention to, let me see what actually happens that brings this forth, so I can close that door so I don't have to deal with it anymore, and those who are coming after me don't have to deal with it anymore. You think you so much better than your mama. And you think you so much better because this one paying all your bills, and this one over here wasn't paying your mama bills. So he paying all your bills, but you ain't happy and you in hell. But that's better than your mama, because you doing better than your mama. Know your personal psychology so that you don't repeat it. Close those doors for your children. I ain't never seen so many people that will say, I die for my kids, I do this, but you won't close no doors. You won't break no cycles. You won't live for them, no. You won't do the real work and live for them. You won't get out of survival mode for them. But you gonna die for them? Baby, that's the easy route. What you mean? What you saying? What are you, like, realistically, what are you saying? Like, be for real. What are you saying? We need to think about that, okay? So that 3-part success strategy system, again, is obedience to spiritual law. Understanding the science of yourself so that you can literally understand the science of everything else around you. And then knowing your personal psychology so you do not repeat that thing, okay? So that's the 3-part success strategy system. Let me go ahead and get into embracing wholeness, connecting with your inner child and your inner teen. Like I said, and let me preface this by saying this as well. For those who are going to come and say, well, what's your qualifications to be able to speak on this? And da. Okay. I am not a licensed therapist. Before I came into my full-time business, what I do now, I was a qualified mental health professional. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. I have a master's degree in human services with a concentration of social work. I have spent the last 20 years working specifically with children and families. I have literally had a nonprofit where I reared girls from the ages of from 11 all the way into grown women. These women are in their 20s and they're doing well. So when I tell you I'm not new to this, I'm very true to it. And I've also done my work as far as healing my inner child and building a heck of a relationship with my inner teen. So when I tell you, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Okay? So that's just for anybody who needs that. Because, degrees and all that don't mean nothing to me, even though I got them. And I also did some doctoral work, but I quit because I was in my ego and I ain't want it. Okay? So So that's my qualifications for whoever felt like they needed. Like I said before this, I was a qualified mental health professional, and I specifically worked with the children when it came down to behavioral health and when it came down to emotional trauma. So like I said, I'm not new to this. I'm very true to it. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into, first and foremost, what is the role of your inner child and how that really like plays a role in your life. Okay? So for a very long time, I struggled with my creativity. Okay? I grew up very creative. I was a poet. I've been writing poetry since I was in the third grade. I became a published poet when I was 17. And I would just kind of write for a very long time. And then I had something happen and I couldn't write for years. It's like something happened and I couldn't write for years. And what I noticed is the years that I could not write were the years that I was the worst hormonally imbalanced. I used to be 90 pounds heavier, trauma weight. People ask me how I lost weight. First thing I did, heal my inner child, heal my inner teen. And when I did that, I didn't need the weight anymore. So I knew how to start eating different. I started seeing food as fuel instead of seeing it as something to fill myself up with. So all of those things began to shift as I began to really befriend my inner child. Okay. So during that process, I worked my inner child specifically. It started off with me working with an amazing woman named Lacey Taylor. And she was the first one to teach me and tell me to stop talking to myself, my little self, a certain kind of way. I remember being on the phone with her and I said, ugh, I said one of the things my mom used to always say to me when I was a kid. I was like, ugh, I just like my lessons hard. And I remember her saying to me, I'm not going to let you talk to Lil L like that. I'm not going to let you do that because that's not what she deserves. She doesn't like her lessons hard. She is learning at the pace that she needs to learn, and she is doing the best she can in the situations that she's been in. And in that moment, she taught me to start giving myself grace. And so from there, I started to really go on a real journey with my inner child. And I started doing more things. So if you go like through my content, you'll see me on swings. If you see me outside, if you see me on swings, if you see me playing hopscotch, because baby, at 40, I'm going to see you with hopscotch and I'm going to see you on them jacks. Don't even try to play with me, okay? Because I'm going to see you. I'm going to win. So when I get into those activities, those are things from my inner child, things that I did during childhood that really, really brought me joy and that really supported me, because I had a lot of things that kind of happen in my childhood to where I didn't really start getting real stability until I was 10. Okay? So one of the things I think we have to understand is that when I say your inner child needs structure, stability, scheduled playtime, and also needs standards, structure starts small. Structure starts like at 1 and 2. Structure starts with when a toy is on the floor and you're done playing with it. You teach the child to pick it up. No matter how much they cry, they can stand there and cry, but they are going to have to pick up that toy because it teaches them order. It teaches them structure. So when people are speaking about structure and different things like that, it starts really small. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you don't teach them to pick up things at 1 and 2, don't even try to say no when they're 5. Don't even try to say no when they're 4. These things have to start little, small. Because people think certain things is cute. You think it's cute that your 3-year-old is cursing, but it ain't cute when they 13 and cussing you out, though. It's not cute then. Theme structure, stability, and standards have to start when children are small. And some of us didn't get these things, so we have to give ourselves these things, okay? So when it comes down to your inner child, why this is so important for you to heal your relationship with her, because when you think about children, what do you automatically think about kids? Kids are easily distracted. How many easily distracted we got on this live? You don't have to put in the comments, but I just want you to think about it for a second. Children are easily distracted. I'm looking at my notes on my iPad, y'all. Children are easily distracted. Children lack focus. Children lack attentiveness. But that's what should happen because they're children, and children require a chaperone. They require an adult. They require someone to lay the foundation for them to follow because they don't know what they're doing. And some of us didn't get that. Some of us didn't get that until a later part of life. Some of us didn't get that at all. And you have to really pay attention to that for yourself. Do you have an issue with focusing? Do you have an issue because you're so easily distracted by any and everything? Do you have an issue of being attentive? You just project. You're not really paying attention. The majority of society projects. Nobody really pays attention. No, most people do not pay attention. They focus on the thing that's put right. Most people do not pay attention. They project whatever they feel on the inside of them. And the sad part about that is a lot of those projections that come out are from things that were put within them that's not even accurate. What I know about people who talk about other people, this is what I know. I don't think, I know. What I know about people who criticize the way other people look or criticize other people for being who they are, what that lets me know is that when you were a little kid, you were criticized. What that lets me know is that you criticize yourself even more than you criticize the external world. What that lets me know is that you're extremely insecure and you're really concerned about how you look because you don't want nobody to say nothing about you. So you divert the attention by projecting that onto someone else. And when you are dealing with someone who is a seer like me, I will call out your soul. See, I'm not going to talk about, it's a cheap shot and it's an easy shot to speak about somebody's physicalities. But if you come over here, I'm going to look directly into who you are and I'm going to tell you about you. Because most people, honestly, I don't even have to really look or even ask the Most High because people project so much. They will spew out who they are if you just listen. Observation rules the nation. I know y'all like to say conversation rule the nation, but baby, it's observation that really rules the nation. Because if you sit back and watch, baby, you'll see and hear everything you need to see and hear. You ain't even really gotta say nothing. Especially when it come down to men, baby, all you gotta let a man talk. Let a man talk. Y'all be so busy. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Baby, I ain't saying nothing. Because I'm listening to you. I'm listening to what you do. I'm taking account of who you say you are. Because I want to see what them actions do behind what you saying. Observation rule the nation. It ain't conversation. Because too many people lying in their conversation. And that's the problem. Okay? So your inner child, in order to shift this, she's going to need stability. Meaning she's going to need grounding, a solid foundation. You're going to need scheduled playtime, meaning that you're going to have to be active about getting out there and doing some form of play. And let me tell y'all something. Stop worrying about what people going to say and be like, oh, you're being your childish. You like that. Let me tell y'all something. Stop being around these fun suckers. I'm so serious. Because y'all, life be lifing. And whatever it is that you need to do to find your joy, especially when it comes down to your inner child, do that. And stop caring about what anybody else has to say. Okay? Because these people don't even know themselves. These people not even being real with themselves. So please, ignore them. Why is their voice louder in your head than God's voice? Because last time I checked, you were created wonderfully and beautifully made. And I promise you, if you allowing other people to speak into you and sway, baby, you're giving them the power that you should be giving the one that created you. And it's a no-no. It's a no-no. Stop allowing any and everybody to just speak into your existence and you just accept that as truth. It's not. That's why you need to know the truth about yourself. You don't need to go to 50 million people telling you about who you are. You need to be in tune to know self so you can know who you are. If you don't know who you are, people gonna tell you. That's why a lot of women out here doing this performative femininity. Yeah, I see y'all. Girl, go back and start dancing. I love that. I do dance rituals. Go ahead and dance, honey. It's very feminine. It's a lot of performative femininity that's happening out here. Okay? So much. Do this so you can get this. Do this so you can get this. Do this so you can get this. You can't. There's no way for you to become feminine. You are feminine by design. And it's either you are in alignment with your design or you are out of alignment with your design. And that's just point blank period at the end. And being in alignment with your design looks like Number one, knowing your identity. Number two, obeying your intuition. Number three, being intentional about any and everything that you do. Dancing rituals are just routines that I do for myself to ground myself and to also open my womb area, because I am a creative. So I will dance to open up my hip area. I will dance because I'm 40 now and I need my bones in my body to be working right. So it's basically me getting up in the morning, playing affirmations and playing certain music that keep me elevated. Okay, so that's what a dance ritual looks like for me. So the role of your inner teen now. So for those who are unfamiliar with the healing of the inner teen, I started the process of building a relationship with your inner teen. Once you heal the relationship with your inner child, you can build a relationship with your inner teen. You don't have to heal the relationship with your inner teen. You now can build one. Okay? So once you heal that relationship, you start building your relationship with your inner teen, because your inner teen is responsible in the area for discipline and execution. Okay, so I want you to think about when you go from a child to a teenager. Children, of course, like I said, it's hard to get them to focus. They're easily distracted. You have to give them structure. You know, got to lay that foundation. When it comes down to becoming a teenager, you want to provide more freedom and opportunity. Meaning you want to give them opportunity to show you that they can be trusted, show you that they can be responsible, show you that they can do these particular things, but you also have to give them the freedom of being able to learn, to explore, and all of these different type of things. So I will use myself for an example, inner child and inner teen. My inner child is 12. Okay? Hey, my love. My inner teen is 14. Okay, so that's pretty close. It's the reason why mine is 12 and it's the reason why it's 14. I talk about that in a course that I have, and I'll go into that a little later on. So my inner teen, okay, my mother was very strict. So I grew up in a very strict household, and I'm the oldest daughter, so I was kind of the one that was bucking the system. I was the one that got in trouble the most. I'm one of three. And I would buck the system because I felt like I wasn't given enough freedom or opportunity to even really prove myself. And because there were such restrictions, the times that she was about to probably give me opportunity that she would let me know about, I would do something to mess it up, because I just got frustrated with all the restrictions and not being able to have an opportunity to at least show that I can be responsible, or have an opportunity to show that I can do X, Y, Z. But she was just very strict. She was very overprotective, not in a mean way, but just extremely overprotective. So I wasn't sleeping at nobody's house. I wasn't going to any and everything. I couldn't go to a lot of things. So even when I was my smaller self, I couldn't go past the front porch. My mom had to be able to see me in the front yard. So she was very strict when it came down to things like that. And when that fed into my teenage years, baby, I was just bucking the system at that point, because I got tired. I got tired of all the strictness. I got tired of kind of everything. And so what I realized as I began to get older and I got into business, my inner child really supported me in becoming more creative. So when I would go to like the park, I would get an amazing download. Or I would go, when I would be going to do things from my childhood, it would raise my vibration to the state of joy. Joy is a spiritual fruit. Okay, so it would raise my vibration to the space of joy. And when I'm in the space of joy, when you're in the space of joy, when you are operating from the fullness of that spiritual fruit, it's easy for you to receive what the Most High has for you, because you're in the frequency of joy. So I would do things that I would remember that would give me joy. My dad used to I'm from New Orleans. My dad used to take me to the park all the time. I would get on the monkey bars and get on the swings, and we would go eat crawfish. So now you would see me go get on the park and get on the swings, because it makes me feel like I'm flying. It takes me back to that vibrational state of joy. And when I'm in that state, okay, and when I've done that, when I come back down, I'm good. I've gotten my download from the Most High about what my next move is. One of my favorite things to do is when I'm stuck and I can't move forward, I take a break. And I take that break and I may go to the park and get on the swings and release that to the Most High. And then once I'm in a state of joy, I'm able to start receiving again. And because I took my inner child out, I want you to think about this like children. I tired her out. Y'all know how you like to take kids to the park, or you like to take kids somewhere else to tire them out. I gave my inner child what she needed so I could go back home and focus on what I needed to do. Ding, 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 ding. See what I'm saying? I took her out. We got on the swings. I played hopscotch with her. I'm playing hopscotch. I'm doing all the things that I used to do when I was little that put me in a state of joy that allowed me to escape and have a good time and just be free. And in doing that, I'm tiring out my inner child because she's getting to do what she want to do. So I can come back and write this course that I was supposed to write early this morning, but I couldn't write it because I was so jittery and all over the place. Okay? So that's one way that I am able to support myself and being able to connect with my inner child. So with my inner teen, y'all know that I'm a digital nomad. I travel the world. I don't really live in one place. I'm kind of just all over the place. I have one central location. The reason why, the biggest reason why I'm a digital nomad is to take my inner teen on field trips. Me going to new cities, new countries, and different things like that is for my it's to allow my inner teen to go and have a good time, because I couldn't go nowhere when I was a teenager. I really couldn't go out, and I really couldn't do the things that a lot of people were doing. So when I start getting restless, and when I start being like, I don't want to do this work, I don't want to go live, I don't want to do this, God, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, maybe I just want to quit. Now I'm gonna tell you, if you an entrepreneur, baby, listen, you want to quit every week. And my company is a 6-week company, and I still want to quit, okay? Because heavy is the crown. And then I'm operating in healing work, and I'm operating from a space of, this is my assignment, what the Most High is supposed to give me. And I'd be like, ooh, I don't want to do this. When I start getting in the space where I'm rebelling against what I love, or there's a protest against what I love, and I love supporting women, I love doing the work I do, I know my inner teen needs a break, baby. She need a field trip. She like, get me out of here. Because you think I'm finna let you complete this project? Why haven't we gone anywhere and done anything? And it doesn't mean that I have to automatically book a trip and go out of town. I may find a flower garden in that city, something that is free, and go take my inner teen on a field trip, because it's something new. It's something new. Okay? So that's one of the beautiful things. And once I take my inner teen out, it's like, okay, so we went and did this. Okay, so now we got that done. So I can come home and I'm disciplined enough to execute my tasks for the rest of the day, because I've taken my inner teen out on a field trip. You're not going to have both of them acting up on you. It's only going to be one or the other that's going to need something. And it's about you knowing how to give your inner child or your inner teen specifically what they need, so that they can support you in executing what you want to execute. Because your inner teen, like I said, that's the rebel. So if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's because your inner teen bucking the system. It could be because what you're doing is not authentic to your inner teen. Because one of the things that we need to remember about teenagers, they're very authentic, they're very expressive, they're very real about who they are. At least they're trying to be, to the best of their ability. Somewhere along the lines, as we age, we lose that in society. A lot of us lose that and develop groupthink. We lose our individuality. We lose, or we allow society to beat out our individuality, because it does not fit the standards of what society says that you should be doing at your age. Okay? And because of that, we push down our inner teen and we push down our inner child. And it impacts our creativity and our ability to be able to focus and execute the things that we really want to execute. And like I said with spiritual law, because you don't commit to you, because you don't execute for you, because you don't really fool with you, this is why other people don't execute for you, don't commit for you, don't really fool with you, because you don't fool with yourself. And that is a spiritual violation. What violation is that? You are supposed to love your neighbor as you love yourself. And to love yourself means to honor yourself, means to respect yourself. And to respect yourself means to honor the commitments that you made to yourself. And when you don't honor the commitments that you've made to yourself, don't have an expectation for somebody else to honor your commitments or to be committed to you. That's not the way this works. I told you this universe is an algorithm. I told you it is the ultimate responder. It's responding to you. If you don't like what's on your feed, If you don't like your life results, which is basically your timeline, you need to stop liking and engaging in the stuff that you liking and engaging in, and it wouldn't show up on your page. It wouldn't show up in your life. Everybody and everything that you see in your life is a representation of you. The people that you meet, baby, are either a mirror or a teacher. And sometimes it's both. One for sure that I can tell you is both. Your children are your mirror and your teacher. So don't get mad at them because they're showing you. They are showing you. And we love to say, I don't know where you get that from. You're the only parent. You're the only one that's there. So what are we talking about right now? Y'all love to blame other people when this one is spending the majority of the time with you. I have watched children, and I'm going to tell you something else also. And this is coming from somebody, like I said, qualified mental health professional is the work that I used to do. And I worked in that realm. I also did 5 years with the Department of Children's Services, where I work specifically with children who suffer with SA and child and all kind of other stuff, okay? What I can tell you, okay, about this inner teen and inner child stuff is that it runs deep. I have seen children respond to their parents in the most loving and beautiful way, which shows me the representation that is happening on the inside of their home. And I have seen children cuss their parents out, baby, from back door to front door. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Both of them are literally mirrors to the people who are rearing them. And as much as you think you so much different from the one that reared you, you ain't. But there are things that you got to understand when it comes down to parents. There are certain things from our parents that we keep. There are definitely things that we keep. But there are some things that you need to throw in the trash. And you need to really evaluate yourself to know what needs to go in the trash. And some of the things that they said to you about you need to go in the trash. You need to disconnect and disassociate and detach from what has been said to you and accept what the Creator has said. Some of y'all been told y'all was ugly, and because soon as the man tell you beautiful, you want to go be with him because ain't nobody told you that. They told you was ugly all your life. And you believe them. But if you replace that voice with the voice of the one that created you, that tells you that you're beautifully and wonderfully made, guess what? Yes, it is, my love. Guess what? You're going to believe that if you adopt that belief. And you guys have heard me say this a lot. About 4 years ago, I didn't even think I was a pretty woman at all. Because I was judging myself based on societal standards of what they thought pretty and all that should look like. When I deconstructed 4 years ago from the beauty standards of society, baby, that's when I really started glowing. That's when you really couldn't tell me not a thing. Because then I began to really adopt and understand that I'm beautifully and wonderfully made and ain't nobody else like me. And ain't nobody else got the secret sauce like me. And ain't nobody else fingerprint uniqueness is not like me. And because I understand that about myself, I have no reason to be jealous of another woman. I have no reason to compare myself with another woman. There's nothing that I want that someone else has, baby. I only want what's mine. If it don't align, it ain't mine. That's it. When you understand it about yourself, you treat yourself a certain kind of way. So some of us have to put the zipper, literally imagine whoever used to be talking crazy to you when you was a kid, you need to have an imaginary zipper. And every time they say something that's crazy and that ain't right, that goes against what the Creator, you need to be zipping their mouth. You need to see yourself zipping their mouth. Because you need to turn down their voice and make that other voice the one that's for real louder. You have the kingdom of heaven within you. You literally were created with the God frequency. According to Luke 17:21, it says that the kingdom of heaven is within you. When you going to start acting like it? You don't even carry yourself like a kingdom. Why? Because you let a peasant tell you you're not a queen? I'm just saying. You let somebody tell you about you when they don't know themselves. Most importantly, you let somebody tell you about you who don't know you. Don't nobody know you better than the one that created you. Your mama don't even know you like that. Because how about this? You were formed in your mother's womb. You weren't created there. You were formed in your mother's womb. You were not created there. The process of creation took place up there, and you were given the God frequency, you were given the likeness of the Most High, you were given the character, and you were given a piece of this pie known as dominion. And it's up to you to realize your God-like nature, to operate from that character so you can get your dominion. The reason why you ain't getting your dominion, i.e. whatever your dominion is in your mind, is because you don't recognize your God-like nature. You don't act like it. You don't move like it. You don't position yourself to be ready for it. And then you don't have the character to keep it. So, baby, yeah, you get in the door. Authenticity will get you in the room, but your character keeps you in the room, which is why you keep seeing these people being made to exit the room. That's why you keep seeing these people on high statuses that people like to praise, the celebrities. You see them being escorted out of rooms. Why? Because, yeah, they may have gotten a God-like nature and feel like that, but they don't understand the character. It's integrity that keeps you in the room. That's the longevity key. That's what they don't tell you. And so you have to understand that it's very important when we're talking about you healing your inner child and building your relationship with your inner teen, because I promise you, if you don't do that work, it will break you in adulthood. It will break you down, and you will see it in the choices of your relationship. I always tell a woman, I love me. Show me your man and I'll tell you if you love yourself. For real. Because if you with somebody who dishonor you and disrespect you and all of these things, you don't love yourself. You don't even love him. Because you're called to love your neighbor as you love yourself. And if you ain't loving yourself, and this is an example of you loving him, child, look, it's wild work. It's never going to elevate you. It's actually here to drain you. And why do you want to waste your good divine energy in spaces where you are dishonored, devalued, and disrespected? Make it make sense. And we do these things because we want to be validated. And a lot of times that's our inner child wanting to be validated. So let's go ahead and get into connecting with your inner child. I'm going to talk about connecting with your inner child. And I'm also in your inner teen. I'm going to talk about how this impacts you when you don't do it, what it manifests as. And you may find some of the things I'm saying to be like, if for it to resonate with you. And if you do, just hold tight. Okay? So number one, the first way that you can start connecting with your inner child is to engage in visualizations and activities with your inner child that resonate with your inner child's world. Like I told you, going to the park with my inner child is bomb. Baby, all I wanted to do when I was little was be outside. All I wanted to do was go to school, baby, because I could have some friends. Those are the things that I wanted to do. So going to hang out with my friends, inner child. Going to the park, inner child. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something. I had a visualization. My first visualization I had with my inner child was me apologizing to her. And I did the visualization when I was in the bathtub. And I did it like I saw my 12-year-old self sitting at the table. And I explained to her and I apologized for not protecting her when I didn't understand my value. I apologized for the situations and the circumstances that I put her in because I didn't understand my value. I apologized for the pain that she had to endure during the time frame that I didn't understand my value. And I made a promise to her that I would not make any other piss poor decisions like that again that would put her in danger, and that I would run all of my decisions by the Most High to ensure not only her safety but my own, because I know I had to do this for us. Okay? In that visualization, I hugged her, and that was it. From that day forth, I made it my business to spend time with my inner child every single week, to check in, to see how I was feeling. And these things really started to support me because it really enhanced my creativity in my business, because it was like the more I was healing my relationship with her, the more creative I was becoming. The more things were coming to me, the more I was able to receive, because I was in such a high vibrational state. It's hard to receive when you're scared and you vibrate on the level of fear. It's hard to receive a relationship when you're scared, baby. It's hard to receive a bunch of money when you're scared to really get it, because you don't really know if you're going to be able to manage it. Okay? So you have to address your fears in these things because it's very, very important. So start the process with having visualizations. Okay? Number two, you want to create a nurturing environment for your inner child to express herself. There is no such thing as that's childish, that's stupid, that's small, that's this, that's that. Let me tell you something, baby. I will go paint in the park. I will go get on the swings because I feel like I'm flying. I will go get on roller coasters. I will go and do whatever. I don't care about how other people view me. I don't give a damn about none of that. Why? Because most people are not aware of themselves. Most people are not honest with themselves. Most people are not happy with themselves. And baby, I am all of those. I am all of those. And because I am all of those, why would I let somebody who does not even understand that level of joy, why would I let them dampen my spirit? Because they looking at me crazy? Baby, my inner teen gonna bust a two-step on any song that I hear in the store that bring me back to teenage years. I'm gonna bust a two-step. I don't care who's standing in front of me. I don't care who's around me. I'm gonna bust a two-step. Because that's what my inner teen wants to do, because she was restricted from more so being herself and being authentic. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I don't care about who looking at me. This is how I remain free. This is what is valuable to me. I don't care about nobody else. I don't care about their feelings. Child, please. I don't care how I look to them. None of that matters. The third thing that you're going to do is that you're going to ask your inner child insightful questions to unlock deeper connections with your inner child. It's very common when I work with a lot of women doing the inner child healing work that they say, I've had such serious things happen in childhood. I feel like I can't remember certain things, or I'm disconnected from my inner child. And I don't remember certain things, but I remember the way she looks. Ask questions during the visualizations. Ask questions. As a person who used to extremely repress pain and repress trauma, is the oldest daughter, I had to ask questions to be able to bring those things back up so that I could deal with them, so that I can deal and heal with these things, heal from these things and deal with these things. Because the things you don't deal with you. They either deal with you in the form of your relationships, they either deal with you in the form of the way you work, they either deal with you in the form of your friendships, okay? And as well as your life results. So these are things for you to really pay attention to. So those are 3 ways that you can start connecting with your inner child. Now, here are the consequences, or this is what kind of ends up happening when you don't connect with your inner child. So let's say, for example, someone who hasn't healed their inner child they're going to seek constant validation in relationships. When you haven't done the work to heal your inner child, you need somebody to tell you that you're pretty. You need somebody to tell you that they love you all the time. Like, you need someone to be able to validate the way you look. These are things that children do. I want you to think about it. When a little girl, Daddy, do I look pretty? She's going to walk around, she's going to do her twirl. She's looking for validation from her parent. Even when you see little kids, they're like, Mommy, look. And they just jump. They jump and spin around one time. And they be like this. And, you clapping it up for them, even though they just did this wild 2-step spin. You trying to figure it out. But they did it and you clapping. Or when they come and draw a stick figure and then draw completely a line through it and say, Mommy, look. They want your validation. This is what happens when you're not reparenting your inner child. You seek validation. And I understand that. Because I was in that space. Because like I told you, for a long time, I didn't think I was a beautiful woman. So I was expecting whoever I was dealing with to be able to feel that all the time and fill my tank with 50 million compliments and doing that. And it's all because I wasn't affirming myself. Boy, because I didn't believe that I was these things. So I needed somebody else to tell me, because I needed to eat what you say, because I can't say this to myself. Because I don't believe this. So maybe if you say it, maybe it's real, or maybe it's true. When in reality, this is what happens, in relationships when you don't do your work with your inner child. You constantly seek validation. And I'm going to tell you something. Constantly seeking validation is the number one sign that you lack confidence, and people are not attracted to people who lack confidence, because people who lack confidence are extremely insecure, and people who are extremely insecure are repellent to people who actually want to be in healthy relationships, because they're not about to deal with you questioning them and doing this and doing that because of your insecurities, because you don't like the way you look, because you don't know how to affirm yourself. They're going to leave you alone. They're going to leave you alone, and with good reason. Because now you start operating from a space of desperation because you're so insecure. And it all comes from you seeking validation outside of yourself. So when you are seeking this validation from your partner like this, guess what happens? You become overly dependent on your partner for the approval of your self-worth. And who wants to be responsible for the self-worth of another able-bodied grown person? Nobody. Nobody. That's a load that honestly nobody can carry. Your self-esteem and your self-worth too heavy for somebody else to carry. Why would you put that? See, and this is the thing too. Stop putting the responsibility of what you should be doing onto other people. It is your responsibility to secure yourself via your beliefs, because out of your beliefs comes security and insecurity. If you believe that all men are dogs, guess what you're going to get? And you're going to experience dogs, because out of your beliefs comes security and insecurity. So if you believe this about men, even if you get a really good one, guess what you're going to do? You believe them in a dog, so you're going to manifest rough. Even if that was not your experience, but what you're doing is going to push that. All because you lack security and you are dependent upon them, overly dependent upon them, for them to approve you and approve your well-being. Baby, you've been approved. The fact that you made it to earth means you're approved because you came here with an assignment. So first and foremost, you've been approved. You've been qualified, been called, and you're looking for a human. Why are you listening to creations about yourself? Creations, man is a creation of the creator. Society is a creation of man. You should not be listening to society about yourself. You should not be listening to man about yourself. You should be listening to the one that created you about yourself. Because when you know yourself, can't nobody tell you nothing about yourself. When you know your identity, people can't tell you how to be. You know how to be because you just are that. There is no such thing of you being that girl. You either are alignment to where you ooze that energy that you are that girl, or you not. You either ooze feminine energy or you don't. There is no in between with that. But I'm telling you, that's dangerous. When you don't connect with your inner child, you make your partner responsible for the elevation of your self-worth and your self-esteem. And that is the most self-centered thing ever. It is low down. It is low. And ain't nobody staying with you like that. Ain't nobody, don't even nobody want to be your friend. I don't want to, let me tell you something. I ain't going to be friends with a woman. See, we all have insecurities, but not all of us are insecure people. I don't spend time with insecure women or insecure men on no level. I will not have a friend around me that's insecure. That's an insecure woman. Because that's always going to result in a form of a problem. And I don't have time to pacify you and push you into greatness and elevate your self-esteem. That is your job. That is your position. If you don't think you're worthy, I'm not arguing with your mindset. I'm not arguing with who you choose to be. All I'm going to tell you is that that's beneath you. And you're better than that. But if you don't believe that, that don't have nothing to do with me. But when you are overly dependent on your partner like this, due to not having and nurturing your inner child on the regular, that's how you get clingy. Little Miss Clingy, Little Miss Insecure, Little Miss Lack of Independence. Okay? Little Miss straining the relationship and hindering your own personal growth. That's what happens. That's what happens. That's the consequence in your relationships, because you don't have a relationship with your inner child. Because you don't fuel your inner child. You want somebody else to do it. Not their job. Not their position. Ain't nobody sign up for that. Ain't nobody sign up to do your homework, baby. Ain't nobody get no extra credit upstairs with God for doing your homework. You don't even get a pat on the back. None of that. So why, if you didn't do nobody else's homework in school, why are you out here trying to do somebody else's homework? Let people do their own homework. We all got to see God for ourselves. Mind your business. Focus on yourself. Nurture your inner child so you don't find yourself being so clingy that you attach yourself to any and everything, to a demon that's draining you. It's crazy how you let your clinginess attach you to a demon, then you be trying to cry out to God about how you want to be free. It's wild work what your clinginess will do. See, your clinginess will have you out here dealing with people you know you really ain't supposed to be dealing with. All because you won't do the work to heal your inner child. You looking for a distraction, because that's all you're doing. You're looking for a distraction. A way to distract yourself from actually dealing with yourself. I've never seen, like I said, so many people who love to sit in the generation, who love to watch violence, but you scared to sit at home with your own thoughts. You'll watch all the violence on television, all the scary movies, when in reality, the real scary movie, the real horror scene is in your mind. You don't want to face that, though. That's the real tea. The one in your mind. But you don't want to deal with that. You want to keep dealing with reality TV. The reality of TV is you. Is you, beloved. The reality we need to be dealing with is you. Nobody else. Okay? So let's talk about how not connecting with your inner child deals with you executing your task. So this is for the people who struggle with consistency. This is for the people who struggle with discipline. This is for the people who struggle to complete the things that they say they're going to do. When you are not connecting with your inner child, for example, someone who neglects their inner child's need for play, okay? Thank you, my love, for these gifts. I love the little flower crowns. When someone neglects their inner child's need for play, like I said, scheduled playtime and creativity, this person may burn out, lack motivation when it comes down to pursuing or completing their long-term goals or tasks. Y'all believe these people when they told y'all that y'all had to work 25/8? Y'all believe these people when they told y'all that you need to work, you need to sleep when you die? Y'all believe these people when they told y'all to hustle in the ground? Y'all believe these people when they told y'all that you need to work twice as hard so you can be just as good? All those things were bad programming to get you to throw your body out of hormonal balance. And that's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. They got you out acting and performing outside of your authentic design as a woman, and now you're exhausted and you have womb issues, because let's go. Let's go. Because that long-term resentment that you got in your soul, that you got in your body, has gone down to your freaking liver, and your liver is responsible for making sure that you have a smooth cycle. Meaning when you actually bleed, you're not cramping out the wazoo. See, a lot of y'all don't realize the things that's happening on the inside of your body is due to the stress. And it's due to you not taking a break because you feel like you have to be and do everything for everybody. And because of that, you are exhausting yourself to oblivion. Do you know that burnout does not start when you started this job? Burnout started the minute that the first time you said yes to something you should have said no to. Burnout is witchcraft. Let's go ahead and get into it. And the reason why I say it's witchcraft, because it tricks you into thinking that you're going to gain a reward. Hey, will you come and do this for me? You ain't feeling good. Yeah, I'll come and do it. Now, why the hell did you say yes when you really should have said no and you exhausted? Because you know why you said yes? Because you want to look like a good person. Because you want to look like a good friend. You want to look like a good sister. But a good person wouldn't treat themselves by going out and doing something for somebody halfway because you ain't got no energy. A good person would be honest and authentic with the person by saying, you know what, I can't give you my best right now. And because I can't give you my best right now, you deserve my best. I need a break. And I hope that you understand it. And if they don't understand it, because no is a complete sentence. And some of y'all don't know how to accept no because you don't say no enough. And that's your problem. Soon as a man tell you no, oh, he tell me no. I don't like when a man tell me no. Let me tell you something. Men are masculine men. Because I don't know. I'm just going to tell you from experience. Okay? Masculine men, when you hear the terminology of father time is order. Masculine men create order. They are structure. They're going to tell you no at times. And the reason why you can't receive no at times is because, number one, you don't say it enough. You say yes to any and everybody, and that's why you feel like everybody should say yes to you. I mean, I would do it for you. Did nobody tell you bend over backwards and break yourself in half? Because God is a boundary setter. I could have swore the first thing that the Most High did was set a boundary by saying, let there be light. There was a clear distinction between light and darkness made right then and there. And you want to get up here and tell me you don't know how to set boundaries because you don't want to piss people off? Baby, boundaries is in your DNA. Your heart is surrounded by boundaries scientifically. But you mean to tell me you don't know how to create boundaries? No. No, ma'am. Do your work. Because boundaries is in your DNA. Boundaries is in your genetic makeup. You freaking got, your freaking skin is a boundary, so it don't, you are made up of boundaries. What are we even talking about right now? What are we saying? You don't know how to set no bound? Like, when you neglect playtime because you don't set a boundary to make sure that you get this scheduled playtime in, this is going to lead you to the following things. You're going to get so exhausted to where you're going to procrastinate. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to have a cycle of starting projects and not finishing them. And then you have impeding progress and impeding success. And then you looking at everybody else who seems to be going past you. But no matter what you do, you can't seem to get ahead. No connection with your inner child. No creativity. Creativity is blocked. Only working from the left side of your brain. And the left side of your brain is the masculine aspect of your brain, because that is the logistical side. See, when you are a feminine woman, you understand that you live in the right side of your brain and you lean into the left side of your brain. You lay your head and you live in creativity. You live in intuition. You live in your emotions. You live in your imagination. That is where you live. You ground yourself with logic, analytics, critical thinking, linguistics, all of these things that are happening, action taking, decision making. These things are happening on the left side of the brain because they're action steps. This is the masculine side. And some of you have gotten so comfortable living over here that all you do is do, and never get. And because you do more, you get less. That shows me you don't understand femininity math. Femininity math is to do less and get more. And you do less by operating from your authentic self. Because to do the most is to do things outside of yourself. Why are you working like a man? You're not a man. You're not built like that. We out here working like men and wondering why our wombs don't work. You can work your body into distress. And if you are so worried, worry weakens your immune system specifically. It lowers the defenses of your spleen. When you worry as a woman, it is a spiritual violation. It's a spiritual violation. When you worry, it weakens your immune system. When you worry, it weakens your spleen. When you worry, it goes down to literally the bone marrow. And your bone marrow starts releasing these T stem cells. And these T stem cells go to your spleen. And your spleen, which is the quality control vessel in your body, organ in your body that regulates blood and making sure the right blood is going in there and the old blood is going out. Now it is a host for a house full of inflamed cells because you worried yourself. So now it can't work right. And because your spleen ain't working right, thank you, my love, for these gifts. Now you're starting to have digestive issues because it's causing a splenic disorder. And next thing you know, you at the doctor and they telling you that you got IBS. And then you go after the fact and they telling you that you got anxiety. When the root of all of that was your anxiety from the jump because you were so worried. Worry weakens your immune system. So all that clinginess, all that insecurity, that's worrying. All that strain, that's worrying. You're making yourself sick. You ever heard the term worried sick? Yeah, that's a real thing. It's a real thing. The emotion worry is an energy in motion that literally attacks your spleen. Look up stress in your spleen. Look up the impacts of stress on your spleen. Don't even listen to me. I'm going to tell you like my mama been telling me since I was a little girl. Don't take my word for it. Look it up for yourself. Everything that I'm going to present to you is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. I'm not new to this. I'm very true to it. And a lot of these things used to impact me. So I'm not telling you something I don't know. I worried myself into sickness. I had irregular cycles for 20 years. They told me I would have to be on medication and do all these things. But guess what? Did all that without them by just listening to the Most High and operating according to my authentic design for 6 months. My cycle been coming back consistently for the last 7 years. Pick somebody else to play with. Your body is a healing mechanism. And if it's not healing itself, there's something within the body that has thrown the body off. And it needs to be purged from the body. Period. And some of us need to purge these ideas and these thoughts about ourselves from the body. Some of us need to hack our own sim. And I have a video on YouTube where I talked about hacking your sim, but I'll break this down real quick. If you really want to break out of the matrix, and when I say the matrix, not in the sense of like, oh, the matrix of society, kind of, sort of, but yeah. If you want to break out of the matrix, meaning like the thought processes and the systems of everything that is everything society and what you should be doing, you need to hack your own sim. And how you hack your own sim is you hacking your subconscious mind, which contains your thoughts around your identity and how you master things. Your sim, subconscious, identity, mastery. You're going to have to your subconscious mind, your thoughts, reprogram those, hack the ideas around your identity of who people told you are, and really understand who you are, and step into a level of mastery that will teach you how to master your money, master your emotions, and most importantly, master your authentic feminine design. When you hack your sim, then you will not be impacted by all of these things that society be talking about. You will not be caught up in all the foolishness that they got going on. Like, it's just not for you. So I want you to really start paying attention to the importance of what happens when you neglect your inner child. That's why you out here clingy. That's why you out here insecure. That's why you out here overly dependent for approval, for self-worth from your partner. All because you're not nurturing your inner child. You're not feeding her what she needs. There's no standard. And because there's no standard, you accept anything. And that's beneath you. Embracing your inner teen. This is how you're going to embrace your inner teen. You're going to create a safe space for your inner teen to voice her thoughts and her feelings. Because guess what? Nobody wants to hear her growing up. We don't listen to teenagers. They don't know what they're talking about. They think they're grown. They this and they that. And we shun them. Well, a lot of us, we do. Because they're not the cute little kid anymore where you could just kind of see. Now they're revealing a lot more of who you are. Now they're acting a little bit like you. They showing you. That's what they're doing. They're showing you your rearing up until that point. And it's very important for your teen self to have a space to voice her thoughts and her feelings, because nobody cared. So she needs to know that you care, which is why I say once you heal your relationship with your inner child, you're building your relationship with your inner teen by first creating space for her. Space for her to be her authentic self. One of the few things that I do when I'm in my inner teen mode, or I'm in my inner teen feeling, I may wear a top that shows my belly a little bit. That's very much so my inner teen. My inner teen wants to go and try all kind of random stuff. Totally my inner teen. I understand these aspects about myself. The second thing that's very important when it comes down to embracing your inner teen is going to be reflecting on your past experiences to understand your inner teen's perspective. What did you need? Were you not seen? Were you not heard? Were you not understood? Were you not valued? Which one? Because when you figure out which one, then you know how to give her what she needs. Therefore, you're not looking to be seen. That means you're not attention seeking because you see yourself. So therefore, you don't have to do things that are potentially damaging just so you can be seen, because this is what's happening. Or you don't have to knock over tables and act crazy and toxic just to be heard. Okay? Or you don't have to put nobody down or go off just so you can be understood. Okay? Do you talk to your inner teen out loud or in your head? Your thought, girl, sometimes out loud. I'm sorry, I said Mr. Rain. I'm sorry. Sometimes out loud, sometimes in my head. I prefer out loud. That's just me. I prefer out loud. Because it's almost like an affirmation once I say it out loud. And my mind tends to always be working, so I like to get stuff out, baby. I don't like to be too much in my head, okay? Just sitting there, because my thoughts can be this and I have to organize them, okay? So the third thing is you want to express understanding and acceptance towards your inner teen struggles and her aspirations. What did you want to do? I'm sorry, y'all. What did you want to do when you were growing up as a teen? What did you really want to participate in? And encourage that. You know, when I was a teen, I really could draw. Go take an art class. Find in your city where the summertime where they're giving out free art classes or they're doing something, and go take your inner teen out and see how you feel. Y'all be missing it. Because I'm going to tell you something. One thing, I'm going to give you some free game. For those who are dating, because y'all know I roster date, I tell y'all. I wanted to always, I went horseback riding. No, I went pony riding when I was little. So when I was a teenager, I wanted to do horseback riding and do other stuff, but I couldn't. So now I go horseback riding and stuff on a regular. Because I go and I do that, I'm in such a high vibrational state. Y'all, I can't tell you, I mean, I've met men there. I met a man one time for sure. And we were talking, and he was just like, I just loved your energy and love this. And I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I normally play golf. And I was like, oh, I want to learn how to play golf. He's like, I teach you, baby, got free golf lessons. All because I was vibrating high, riding my horse, having a good time. He think my energy contagious. Next thing you know, he want to give me free golf lessons. Who mad? I'm not, because business is go down on the green. Who mad? I'm not, because there's more people that's at the green that I could connect with. Who mad? I'm not. But this wouldn't have happened if I would have been so, oh, I don't want to go horseback riding, because who does that? Because even when I say this, some people, you go horseback ride? Yeah. I fly a kite too. So, I'm going to do whatever that's going to put me in a state of joy, a state of peace, a state of love, because that's where I like to be, and that is where I attract the most amazing experiences, the most amazing people, and the most amazing opportunities when I am vibrating from a space of a high level spiritual fruit. Period. So you want to express that understanding and acceptance of your inner teen. I love sports and dance so much. Girl, get back into it. Listen, I wish I traveled to one city and somebody had a kickball team that was playing. Baby, I will go. I ain't gonna play too many other sports, baby. Now, kickball though, when I was young, I'd play a mean dodgeball, but I might get a little spicy if somebody hit me in the head, so I ain't gonna play dodgeball. But I will go and play some cute little kickball. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the things that you were into, get back into those things. Now, this is what happens when you don't build a relationship with your inner teen. Okay? If we're talking from a relationship standpoint, romantic relationship standpoint, an individual who ignores their inner teen's desire for freedom and authenticity may struggle to stay disciplined and focus on achieving goals. Very true. Okay? What's the outcome of that? The outcome results in self-sabotage, inconsistency in your efforts, and a tendency to give up when faced with challenges, hindering personal and professional growth. Baby, y'all self-sabotage more than baby. Listen. The level of self-sabotage that we do to ourselves as women, all because we don't have a relationship with our inner teen, is crazy work. It's the work of an insane woman. Seriously. Your inner teen needs the freedom and the authenticity, needs the freedom to be herself. Y'all have got to stop with this code switching. Y'all have got to stop with these multiple personalities, one at work, one at home. Y'all have got to stop with that and really get in alignment with yourself. And because you're wondering why you're having all these identity crises, because you don't know who you are. You don't have to be anything else other than yourself, because that is how you attract. You don't want to attract anything under false pretenses, because whatever you attract under false pretenses, you can't manage and you won't keep. It's like applying for a job that you know of a CEO of a company when you know doggone well you ain't made it past the mailroom. But you talk your way into this job, and when they make you the freaking CEO, guess what? You don't know how to do the job. And they find out you a fraud. And they fire you. So now you feeling crazy and looking stupid, and you feeling like an idiot. All because you attracted an opportunity by being fake. Your inner teen ain't messing with that. Your inner teen is going to protest that. Your inner teen is going to rebel against that, because it's not authentic, and she's tired of being shunned. She's tired of not being seen for real. She's tired of not being heard for real. She's tired of not being understood, and she don't feel valued, and she don't care no more. So now she finna come outside on you. Now she finna start cutting up. Now she finna rebel. Now you're not getting anything done. Now you're self-sabotaging everything, including your relationships. All because You won't provide a space of freedom and opportunity for you. This is so you can evolve, so you can knock out the things that you want to knock out. Not building a relationship with your inner teen also brings this forth. An individual who has embraced her inner teen's need for authenticity may struggle to assert boundaries in her relationships, fearing rejection or conflict. Little miss, I just want to keep the peace. Baby, I will rock the boat. Little miss, you want to keep the peace? I can't relate. I will rock the boat. Do you hear me? Especially when it comes down to me. Because I am my first priority. Nobody else outside of me. And I'm going to rock the boat if it ain't sitting well with me. I'm not going to sit back and, oh, it's just okay. You could bypass that. I'm not minimizing my needs or what it is that I need to do for myself. I'm not. Girl, listen, come on, baby. I'm going to rock the mess out that boat. I'm talking about rock the boat left, right, left, right. I don't mind, because we're going to have clarity when we're dealing with me at all times. I assert boundaries. I don't fear rejection. And let me tell y'all something. Let's stop fearing rejection, because sometimes rejection is a blessing. And the more you begin to say no, and the more you begin to accept no, the less you are concerned about being rejected. The less you see things as a rejection. I promise you. And what you have to understand also is that you live in a world of duality. You can't have acceptance without rejection, baby. It don't work that way. So I welcome. See, the thing about me is, and I saw a guy make this post the other day. He was like, people who are straight talkers, people either really love them or they really hate them. There's no in between. I can tell you, I am well loved and well hated. I welcome both. I'm okay with both. I'm totally balanced and cool with both, because I'm not swayed either way. I don't get caught up in the compliments, because they're not going to swell my head to the point where I feel like I'm going to depend on them. And I'm not caught up in the criticisms, because if I did, it would cripple me being able to execute the things I need to do. I am very sure of myself, which is very important, okay, and very, very vital. So again, about these not being able to assert boundaries in your relationship, fearing rejection, fearing conflict, or rocking the boat, this is what this is going to look like. This results in passive aggressive behavior. I'm talking to you, miss. What's wrong with you? Nothing. What's wrong with you? Nothing. Passive aggressive as hell. Passive aggressive as hell. Hate it. I hate it as a woman, and I see a multitude of women doing it. Hate it. You would rather put your body in a state of being upset, having negative energy and emotion, anger flooding and flowing through your body, tearing your organs up. You would love to sit there and do that just to prove a point that he should know why you mad and XYZ. Grow up. That's your little girl. See that? That's your inner teen rebelling. What's wrong with you? Nothing. Are you 13? Then don't be asking for a 30-year-old man to do XYZ because you're 13. If you're not open and ready to articulate what it is that you truly need in a way that you can get your needs met, then baby, you're going to have an issue and you're going to have a problem. Speak the truth. Let it set you free, literally and figuratively. So it results in that passive aggressive behavior that some of y'all like to do. It results in difficulty communicating. It results in avoiding important discussions and conversations. It impacts the relationship's ability to be able to go deep and create stability. You're not going to be able to do that if you don't have a relationship with your inner teen. That's one of the main reasons why you act in passive aggressive. Do you understand that when a man asks you, is something wrong? And you say nothing is wrong, and you know something is wrong, do you know that that's an act of rebellion? Rebellion is a teenage stage. I'm not talking to you. I'm not telling you what's wrong with me. Are you 15? And if you are, then stop looking for this 38-year-old man to be able to do XYZ for you, because you are in a state of a 15-year-old. And some of us have been walking around like that 11, 10, 12, been walking around there for 20, 30 years like that. I know, like I said, I didn't start doing my work until I was 33. So I was 12 for 21 years. I was reactive. I would cuss you out, threaten your life. Baby, I used to be something else. But there are stories. When people meet me, they say, I don't even see you having a anger bone in your body. You just don't even see. Baby, you better ask them folks I went to college with. You better ask the folks who know me and know who I used to be. Baby, I used to be a wild thing. Do you hear me? And it was because I was mad at my father for things that he did during childhood, mad at my mother, and I had become an adult who said I was not going to allow anyone to make me feel like I felt back then. So if you did the slightest thing, I was on your way. You did the smallest thing, I was on you. I'm ready to get them up. I'm on you. But see, that's the rebellion. That's my inner teen wanting to defend herself. Because let me tell you something, and I want you to think about this. Think about when somebody said something to you. The reason why you feel like you need to snatch back a lot of times is because sometimes growing up, people talk crazy to you and you couldn't say nothing. So now you're an adult. You ain't finna let nobody talk crazy to you. You ain't finna let nobody treat you any kind of way now. Hey, my love. Now you got to say something back. You got to get your lick back. Who taught you to get your lick back? Who taught you when somebody hit you, you hit them back? It's a trained behavior, ain't it? You learn that at home? What else you learned at home that you're still acting like? I'm just saying. I want you to really think about that. For real. So all of these things impact your adulthood, your adult life. Not having a relationship with your inner teen, not having a relationship with your inner child impacts the way you do relationships. It impacts the way that you operate when it comes down to your goals. It literally impacts your ability to be able to be creative, your ability to be able to be disciplined, your ability to be able to execute. All of these things are so important because if you are not doing all of these things, you are not an energetic match to receive these things in other people. Baby, if you're not loving you, stop expecting a man to love you. You are not a reflection of love to yourself. Therefore, the mirror reflecting to you will not be love. Stop playing your stuff and stop playing with the God that created you. A lot of y'all like to say you believe us, but you don't believe, and that's your issue. Misaligned beliefs been the issue from the beginning of time. Eve believed somebody that was not the Most High when they told her, you will be more like the Most High. She was already like him. She let a sucker literally snake out her spot, which is what a lot of us do because we don't understand ourselves and we're not in tune with self. And that's very vital. That's something that you really need to pay attention to. Now, again, the things with your inner child, I've explained how to connect with your inner child through visualizations, creating a nurturing environment, asking insightful questions to your inner child. For your inner teen, you want to create a safe space, reflect on past experiences, and express understanding and acceptance for your inner teen, okay? Now, if you don't know how to do these things, I have something for you. Now, what I have is a $27 guide for you. You can get it with Klarna and Afterpay if you feel like you need to do that. But the guide is basically and you can see it in my story, but the guide is basically a playground. It's called the Playground of Potential. And in that Playground of Potential, I'm actually going to pull it up so you'll be able to kind of see some of it. But in that Playground of Potential, you're going to have several different things and activities that are going to really support you in healing your relationship with your inner child and building your relationship with your inner teen. So this is the Playground of Potential. And so on this page, it basically is letting you know what we're going to be going over. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is take a test because you need to know who you need to be paying more attention to. Some of us need to pay more attention to our inner child. Some of us need to pay more attention to our inner teen. When you first open this guide that I have for you, you're going to take a quiz of 5 questions that's going to let you know exactly who you need to be focusing on right now. Okay? Because not some of us is inner child, some of us is inner teen. You need to know. Okay? Sometimes both of them need a little love, but mainly you're going to know the main one that you should be dealing with right now. So once you take the assessment, you're going to start the process of understanding your inner child, which is going to support you in defining your inner child, identifying the lack of focus within your inner child, addressing the commitment issues within your inner child, cultivating self-worth within your inner child visualization, instructions, and activity so you can do the visualization correctly for yourself, and inner child fun with all kind of connecting with playfulness activities that you and your inner child can do. That's just section 1. Section 2, you're going to embrace your inner teen by exploring the inner teen. You're going to understand the lack of discipline and where it comes from. You're going to get into a space of authenticity and freedom. You're going to reclaim your authenticity. And you have also in there as well an inner teen visualization exercise guide, as well as an inner teen field trip guide. In the third section, you're going to get a connection aspect where it's going to teach you how to connect both of them. It's going to teach you how to set intentions for growth in both of those areas. I'm going to give you some practical steps so that you can take action and progress. And then I have a gratitude section. Okay. So you're going to get all of this in the work, in the guide. Like I said, it's $27. I can tell you I'm going to raise the price to $47 because this is a 45-page book. And it is interactive. There has the questions that you need to ask yourself. When I say ask your inner child questions, I have the questions. I have the deepest questions that for you to be able to ask your inner child and get the exact answer that you're looking for. So I go through the sections and I explain through each one what the questions are. I'm trying to think. Let me see how I can. I'm trying to see if I can read one without giving it one activity in here in the beginning. It tells you what does your inner child look like in the mirror, because there's an activity that you do. Describe her appearance, her emotions, the environment around her. How does this reflection make you feel? It's going to take you back. When you talk about a time machine, this finna do it. This is something you're going to sit down and you're going to do. It's going to be a very real process, an intense process, but at the end of it, you're going to have the connection with your inner child and your inner teen. You're going to be able to improve your consistency and your discipline and your authenticity. You're going to be able to operate from that spaces. So like I said, it's $27 right now. It's going to go up to $47 because I've let like a couple of my colleagues look at it, and I was like, y'all, I just want to gift this to them because this video has gone viral, and most of my products and services, as you know, they cost, I think my lowest product, I think I have some courses that may be low level, but I don't have anything this low. But course wise and different things, to work with me alone is like thousands of dollars. Okay, my fee to work with me one-on-one for an hour literally is $9.97, and it's because the work that I've done has supported my clients in going from 5 figures to 6 figures, from 6 figures to multi 6 figures. So being able to utilize and do this inner healing has supported my clients and being able to remove these blocks so that they can make more money in their businesses, make more money in their lives, attract better relationships. So a lot of the results and different things have happened from better relationship attraction, money increasing, creating the life that you really desire and you want. I love getting results. My testimonials literally speak for themselves. Okay, so it's an amazing book. I'm just scrolling through, and there's all these dope activities. So like I said, it goes, y'all excuse my crack iPad, but all these activities that go straight into it. You can click the link in the bio to be able to access it. They're going to ask you some really, really in-depth questions. This is going to teach you how to hack the subconscious mind or hack the sim of your inner child and your inner teen, which is very important in the process. Okay? All right. You said, let me see. I can tell you, I don't know for sure. I can tell you the price will go up next week though, because I just sent it out to my email list earlier today, and I've already gotten quite a bit of sales. So the reason why it's $27 right now is gonna go up to $47, because like I said, it's a powerful book. And when I even said $47 to my colleagues, they was like, that is too cheap for the value that you're giving. But honestly, I really want y'all to get this. So it's not even like about the money for me, because truthfully, I make money. My business does what it needs to do. I'm not tripping. And the Most High is my employer. So as long as I'm in alignment with him, I'm going to always be paid. I promise you, it's not that I need your money. Which is why I'm like, no, I want it to be $27 or $47. The reason why there is an investment, and there's always going to be an investment when it comes down to me, is that because we don't value things that we don't invest in. And that's just the reality. So if you can invest $27 in something that can change your entire life and elevate you to the next level, and really get you to get down to the questions that are really burning within your soul, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Because like I said, anyone who knows me, I don't have any products or anything that's 27 anything at all. So believe me when I tell you, this playground of potential is literally a labor of love. I saw the responses that I got in my in that particular TikTok video. It's over 3,000 something responses in there. Child, everybody saying me, me, me. How do I heal my inner teen? How do I connect with my inner child? How do I do this? Baby, this is it right here. The playground of potential is going to put you on game, and it is going to get you connected back with yourself. It's going to get you back connected with your inner child and your inner teen, so that you can increase your discipline, so that you can become more consistent in executing your task and really doing the things that you need to do. I see the sales coming in. Congratulations, queens, to the women that are buying. Make sure you check your spam folder, because everything is going to come to you in an email. So just in case you're not seeing it, grab it in your check your spam. If for some reason it's not in your spam, email me. My team will make sure that you get it, because I do not play about y'all getting y'all stuff. Okay? So I hope that y'all enjoyed tonight's live, and I pray that you use the information that was given to support you in connecting with your inner child, because that is extremely vital and extremely important. It is massively important when it comes down to your creativity, when it comes down to you being disciplined, when it comes down to you literally getting yourself back into alignment. I'm sorry, I'm in and out. Is it an ebook? It's more like a workbook. It's a workbook. It's something that you work through, because there are sections in it for you to be able to write in. Okay? And I tell you the intent and the structure of this of this guide, so you know how to use it. Then I go into these other things, table of contents. That's the quiz right there that you're going to take to see if you need to focus on the inner teen or the inner child. You're going to get a digital workbook, my love. It's digital. Now you can print it out for yourself. This is the mirror challenge. Okay, about the inner teen, inner child. This is also, this right here is the section. This is the Magic Mirror Quest. This is the Distractor Detective Challenge. This teaches you how to deal with your distractions. Okay. We have the Goal Guardian Adventure, which teaches you how to get on point when it comes down to your goals, if you're struggling in that aspect. And then you have the Self-Esteem Superstar Training. Okay, so we can literally fine-tune your inner child's self-esteem. We have, which is going to improve your self-esteem. And we have the visualization instructions on how you are to do the visualizations. You can click the link in the bio to get access. It's called the Playground of Potential. It's $27. Once you get it, tap in. You're gonna be good to go. And then I'm gonna tell you what my colleague told me. She was like, "Listen, if they get this and they really do this work, they gonna see some real results." And I was like, "I know." And she was like, "You are giving them a lot for $27." And I was like, I know. This is on purpose, because I don't want anyone to ever say that no one ever came to them to try to get them to support them in doing their work. There are no excuses. And I offer client affirm and afterpay. I mean, no, not affirm, no, not affirm for this one, but client and afterpay I do. Okay. You also get this. Oh, this is the inner child activity. So that's why I have fun down there. So it's a list of activities you can do with your inner child. Girl, they free. Okay. And then you have your tapping into the teen aspect. So this is the teen personality. Y'all excuse my scratch on my iPad. I'm gonna get it fixed. So then we go here. We're asking questions about your teenage years. We're here. We're doing the Discipline Dynamo Challenge, because we're operating from discipline. Okay. We have, after that, the True Self Treasure Map, where we're digging deep to get the true treasure out of self. Okay, yes, let me know what you think. Make sure you DM me, because I'm gonna send y'all some requests. Y'all can let me know what y'all think about it. But this right here helps you dig back into yourself to get to your true self. Then we also have the authenticity adventure roadmap. So once you've done the deep digging within yourself, like the treasure, now we're going to put a roadmap out there of how you're going to maneuver and operate now. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. And then also we have the visualization for the inner teen here. Okay, so that's two different things. One for the inner child, one for the inner teen. Then we got the inner teen field trips. Y'all see the school bus? Y'all, I really had fun making this. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, because I'm so like childish anyway in real life. So I really had a great time making this. I absolutely made this, and I put my heart out into y'all because I love doing. I really don't even like making stuff no more, because I used to make all these things all the time. Like I started off selling self-care planners. And but yeah, I really put my heart in making these, because I normally don't make these no more. So y'all see the little cute school bus. And then this is the inner harmony galaxy. You see the little galaxy area right here. This is teaching you how to merge your inner child and your inner teen. Like, yes. Okay, and so then we have the growth garden blueprint that supports you in setting your goals and different things like that. Okay, so super excited. And then we have the gratitude galaxy journal, where we're talking about the gratitude that we have towards the end. Then some more information. Then what are your next steps? Then I sent you a personal, girl, where you go? Okay. Then I sent y'all a personalized note telling y'all some amazing things. Like, so yeah, I'm really happy about this, y'all. I really, really am. It makes me really happy, because I really feel like a lot of people are going to be able to really connect with their inner child and their inner teen, by doing this work. So it's my prayer that this live has given you everything that you needed tonight. And it is my, oh, sorry, y'all. It is my prayer that y'all have gotten. Okay, last time, I'm sorry. It's my prayer that you guys have literally been edified by the things that I have said tonight. It is my prayer that it has inspired you to think, and to take action in your own life. That's only my goal. My goal is not to make anyone feel small, but to inspire you to think and inspire you to question question the things that you know, in order for you to be very sure, okay, about what your next moves are going to be in this life and in this world, because we have entered into a new era, and I want you to be prepared. And we need to learn how to be back in body and be back in sync with self. And when you learn how to be in sync with self, everything else around you just gets in sync and it shifts. Okay? Thank you so much. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Thank you for sharing that with me. I really appreciate that so very much. Yay! Y'all, I'm so excited. Y'all, please DM me and tell me y'all thoughts about it, because I really want to know. I really put a lot into it. So definitely, please let me know your thoughts. I am just all over the moon about it and the response that it's getting so far. So I'm just grateful for you guys. If you have any questions, because it's late, just DM me. Okay, and I will make sure to not gonna be up all night. I'll be sure to DM you in the morning for sure, when I get back to working. So I'm just really excited. So thank y'all, and may the Most High bless you and keep you and cover you. I just appreciate your support and your time. It's okay. It's about to go on YouTube. Don't even trip. Don't even trip. It'll be on there tomorrow. All right, my loves. I hope that y'all have an amazing, and I do mean amazing, evening. All right. Peace out.